Hey, hey, hey. Oh, I am live. Well, hello, and welcome to the pop-up show. And I'm Terry Messenger. And surprise. So tonight, what I'm doing, and that is if it is nighttime where you are, I am just going to actually talk to you about some really important issues that will shift the needle. If you can actually overcome it, it will shift the needle of your life. It will shift the needle of your business. Now, I'm going to do a little bit of an introduction first, and I'm going to say a big thank you to my husband who actually cooked dinner tonight and who is just so incredibly supportive, because we know that when we're doing important work on the planet for people, sometimes it may not be as easy as it looks, because everybody has their own issues, right? And I mean, our world, let's face it, guys, our world is absolutely full of issues at the moment. So really what we need to do is we need to make sure that if we are serving, if we are delivering, if we are doing something that is really important, we need to keep ourselves sharp as a tack, okay? And quite often, how can we know when we are not operating in the absolute best? Well, the reason we would know is because we would feel tired, we would feel run down. We would have symptoms that show that, something's got to change. But what if I told you the good news, guys? And the good news is that if you have an adversity, your adversity can become your great personality. Now, let me just open that up a little bit. So, if you are a person who lets things kind of get to you, lets things kind of strike you down, or you find that you crack under pressure or you give up, how are you ever going to reach success? Because success, take it from me, comes from failing forward. But you've got to literally keep on keeping on. And, some of the people that have achieved some of the greatest things in history, in reality, in real life, have had so much adversity. So, you know what I've done? I have actually gone through and I have asked some coaches. Now, these are people that I have been interviewing on podcasts. These are people that are fairly high achievers. I mean, they are very high achievers. They have very high expectations. They want to achieve success. They want to look great. They want to show up. They want to, obviously have health, wealth, success, and freedom. But a lot of them, and the best of them, including myself, struggle. So I'm going to share some of the struggles that go on in the world so that, if you are at home and you are thinking that the next person has got their act together, you may be in for a big shock as you hear this live stream. Because let me tell you that greatness and, things that come with great responsibility are not handed on a golden platter. If you look at the Queen has such a, regal position in the world. But her life, if you look at it, came with so much adversity. So the question is, what do you do when you are faced with adversity? What do you do when you want to rise to the top? And remember, guys, cream always does rise to the top. So what do you do when you want to rise to the top? Now, guys, I can see your comments coming through, and I just want to say to you that I may not be able to say hello because it's coming up as Facebook user. But what I'm going to do is I am now going to address tonight some of the typical issues that go on in the lives of high achievers. So the first question that came in, now I have collated these questions from quite, over a period of time. They didn't just roll in today. This has been through interviewing many high achieving coaches, and this is one of them. How do I bounce back when I face burnout? Well, guys, firstly, can I tell you that I probably could be guilty of being the queen of burnout. And the reason for this is that quite often it happens to people when they're loving what they do and they're doing what they love, but they don't know when to stop, right? So the fact is that you need to know when to stop. And if you're like me and you find it very hard to wind down, and I know I've got a very active brain and I'm going and going and going and going and going, what's going to happen, guys, is it's going to accumulate. And that means that it's going to sneak up. Burnout sneaks up like a thief in the night. And that is something you want to absolutely 100% avoid. So one of the things that, Terry, listen to what you're saying right here, girl. This is one of the things that is very important, and that is being able to measure, track, and have gratitude for what you've achieved. So, if you're having a bad day today, or if you've had a bad week, or if you've had a bad month, what you need to do is you need to look at all of your accomplishments, because I know that people like myself, high achievers, we can run and run and run and run and run. And then what happens is we forget to stop. So we don't recognize all of the things and all of the elements that really we have achieved. So this just puts us into that critical mode where we are constantly ridiculing ourselves, constantly beating ourselves up. And high achievers, you need to stop. You need to look at everything you've done. You need to achieve within your own mind, even the smallest, tiniest little things. Now, there was one saying that always came up every time. It didn't matter how many times I actually repeated neuro-linguistic programming, because as you guys know, I am a trainer and a world-class coach, and I actually utilize neuro-linguistic programming because it recodes your mind and it gives you the ability to put the tools into your hands. I don't know where I would be without it. I really do not know where I'd be without it. And one of the presuppositions is lose your mind and come to your senses. Okay, now this is just classic. Now, when I was studying this, when I first went in, what I found is when they say lose your mind and come to your senses, what it means is that we can get really heady. We can get like really caught up. Show me some hearts if you are hearing this. Smash that love button. But we can get really caught up in our head over things, and we can nurse and rehearse over and over and over again the things that have either happened or the things that we want to do and the things that we want to achieve. And really, guys, this is what happens when you get a head explode. So in order to just release it, you need to get out of your mind and into your body. So what can you do? Dance. Dancing. Hi, Peter. I can see you. Look, I can see most of you, but do forgive me as you're all coming in, because obviously, I want to repurpose this as well. So you've got to learn how to really get into your body, how to really shake it off. And if you go for a run, I have this amazing tapping exercise. It is one of my white glove transformational processes. And it literally will take everything that is in your head and take it out of your head almost immediately, and it will have you being in your present state sense of your body. And this is where you get your inspiration. This is where you get your motivation. This is where you can really rise up and allow yourself to feel the best you can. Yep, I see that. Someone said here, I'm guilty, but working on it. So, guys, here's the thing. Lose your mind, come to your senses, get into your body, and write stuff down. So here's the next element that people were coming out with. I'm feeling overwhelmed in my business because I want to launch and do not know where to start. This is, okay, does anybody know where to start? So we are talking here to people that are actually, I guess this person here, this lady, and it is a lady, she is online, she's very good at what she does, and she's feeling obviously quite overwhelmed with all of the moving parts. Now, firstly, guys, may I say that this goes for everyone. You may be wanting to get even some housework done. You may be wanting to achieve something great in your family life, in your career, in your business life. Not only does this question answer this specific coach about being overwhelmed, the fact is, here is what happens. Sometimes we do not process things in order. Now, let me explain to you what I mean by this, and this goes for everybody. So we see things like if we have a great big conglomerated mess, let's just say our house is in a big mess, or there is something that we know we need to do and we're avoiding it. And the more we avoid it, the more it builds up, builds up, builds up, builds up. What you need to do is come back to the present. And you need to sit in with yourself. And you need to breathe. And you need to know that you are a human being and that you are going to be totally, powerfully epic when you do one thing at a time. But you have got to really make a deliberate, conscious decision about doing this, because a trip to Rome starts with one step out the door, right? And, you know, if you were going to climb a mountain, you couldn't just step from the ground and jump up to the very top and get to the top of the mountain. You would need to take one step at a time. So what is the secret? The secret is presence. The secret is being present in every single moment. Now, I'm just going to smash through these questions, you guys. Now, here was another question, and I believe this came from a woman who is really experienced in the coaching field. How can I prevent this negative energy I am picking up from others? I beg your pardon, no, it's not from an experienced coach. It's from a new coach who is an empath. And I've kind of like, this has been paraphrased. I feel like I'm being constantly triggered. Okay, so if you're watching, you will know who you are. So what's happening is, if you've got a gift of being an empath, you know, asking yourself the question, who does this belong to? Like, what am I feeling? I always say, ask the what question, the where question, and the who question. But don't ask why. Stay away from why when you are feeling bad. You don't want to say, why am I feeling bad? You'll take yourself down into a spiral. But what you do want to ask yourself is, what am I feeling? Okay, so identify it in your body. Where am I feeling it? So identify whereabouts in your body you're actually feeling it. Who Whose energy is this? Where did this energy come from? Because quite often it can either belong to other people that you may have come into, I guess, into their vortex, or some way talking to them or feeling them or just being close to them. It can also come from your past. It can be a trigger. So it's really important that you clear yourself, you clear your energy, and you put golden light over yourself every single day. And you ask those questions, guys, and it is going to be powerful. But this is just really what I'm doing is I'm answering lots of questions because guess what, guys? We are going to be moving into a masterclass where we're going to do all the beautiful processes, and I'm going to give you some magical processes about how you can help yourself and your clients or your family and your loved ones, and also how you can be a magnet to the world and attract the right thing instead of the wrong. So shelter yourself with golden light is definitely my answer to that lady. So here comes another one. I know many people are afraid of failure. Now, this was an interesting one, and I know this lady loves my meditations, and you know who you are, but she works amongst celebrities, and she is really, really, I mean, she's rising. And she says here, I know a lot of people are afraid of failure, but in my case, I am scared of success. Okay, so what is causing this and what can I do? Well, did you know, firstly, fear is fear. It doesn't matter whether you are fearing success or fearing failure. Your brain will actually give you fear to protect you from something. So what you need to do is you need to ask yourself some really powerful questions. Like if you are in fear, like in this, you know, in respect to this lady who messaged me and told me this, I'm going to approach yours. You could be protecting yourself from being judged by your friends or being disliked by rising, because we all know that when you rise, guess what? New level, new devil. That's right. Put your past in the past and your future in the future to free up your present. And I love that. One of our Facebook people have said this, and that is so amazing. So, you know, when you have got your past in your past, and there are beautiful modalities to do that, and you're present in your present, and you understand your future is in front of you, that is when you can really tap in. But, you know, asking yourself, you know, what am I feeling? And when you understand that you're feeling fear, ask yourself this. It's just two questions. What is the higher purpose? Because when you can understand, like if you nail down that, for example, you are feeling this fear of failure or feeling this fear of success because you're fearing being ridiculed or judged or disliked, by actually becoming aware of that, you can deal with it, and it's like bringing the light out. You're bringing the darkness out into light so you can dissolve it. So here's the next one. What new habits can I implement into my life to help me shift the needle in my life? Okay, now that's a really great one. Now, guys, I just want to tell you a little story, and this is going to be about myself. But, you know, this is very, very relevant to everybody, because when we suffer in one area, what happens, and that's the reason I developed the 5 master keys, is that all the areas of our life will have some impact, right? So let's just say I was overworking, because that is something that I tend to do. And I know that in the past I have been known to overwork and even get myself to an extent where I forget who I am and I forget to take care of myself. And, you know, it sneaks up on you. Sneaky, 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 sneaky. I have to tell you guys, it is like a little devil and a little thief that sneaks up on you and suddenly gets you. And, you know, by the time it does, you realize your relationships are suffering. You realize that your confidence is suffering. You realize your energy is suffering, and you realize your body and your health, because all of these things are interlinked. I did not become a coach of coaches, a trainer of trainers, and be, you know, named a world-class coach not to be able to understand that if you want success, if you want to go to the absolute top of your field, you need the 5 master keys. You need multi-million-dollar energy for your body, and you need to ensure, getting back to this person's question, and this was actually a man who wrote about this, and I know that he is really struggling with a lot of areas in his life. So, you know, here is the golden rule. When you shift the one thing in your life, and that is something I am absolute queen of, you will be able to have a domino effect. You'll shift the needle of just about everything. So by you actually making a decision to move forward and create beautiful rituals like morning routines, even if it is just a brisk walk for 5 minutes, or you sit down and you journal, or you do something that is for yourself, that you make an executive decision to actually do. Your rituals, you will become your habits. I'm going to say that again. You will become your habits. So set your day up for success, because waking up early is good for your adrenals, it's good for your energy, it's good for your mind. And create one ritual in the morning. I'm not going to give you 10 or 15 rituals, because you won't do it. Let's face it, you won't stick to it. But if I say do one thing every day to start with, and that may be a walk, it could be journaling, it could be simply, you know, saying all of your affirmations, then that is what is going to shift the needle. Okay, so I'm going to bring this now to a close. Even though I have been struggling in this area of my life, I truly love and value myself. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to think of the area of your life of what you want to actually shift, okay? And as you consider the area, it could be your health. I'm going to go through my 5 master keys. And I want you to think of, if it's all of them, I want you to think of the one that's suffering the most. Is it your health and energy that is impacted? Is it your relationships and, you know, just suffering in your, perhaps in your intimate relationships, your social relationships, or whatever it is? Is it your self-worth, your self-confidence? Now, I want you to think about which of those 3 it would be. So I'm going to say them again really quickly. Number 1, health, body, energy. Number 2, your relationships and the way you feel about them. Number 3, your self-worth your self-confidence, and you know that it's not where it ought to be. Think about which one of those three is your leading, I guess, demon. Okay, let's just call it for what it is. It's the bad guy. It's the one that has the most power over your life. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to say this after me. I want you to say, even though I have been struggling in this area. Now, if it's self-worth or self-love, it could be that could be relative to your money. It could be relative to your prosperity, which is still money. It could be relevant to, you know, how your boundaries are with people. So if it is in your self-worth, say, even though I have been struggling in this area, I truly love and value and accept myself. Now, when you say that, it's like it doesn't matter what you're going through, what you're doing, because you are valuable, you are important, you have every right to succeed, and you can succeed right now. So I want you to say that, and I teach a beautiful white glove transformation around this, and most of my transformations that I impart to people, and I usually ask people to really become a specialist in one of the master keys. They have all 5 of them, but I ask them to become a master in one so they can be that person who's going to hone in on that, because no matter what you're honing in on, whether it's health, whether it's relationships, whether it's self-worth, self-confidence, and your prosperity codes, one thing will domino everything else. And I can tell you this is 14 years of experience in knowing this to be true. So let's state now some affirmations. So the sort of affirmations that you can state are things like, I am divinely rich. Now, when you say this, you want to have a completely open chest. You want to have a breath in through your nose, and you want to breathe out through your mouth, and you want to stand in your power and feel Mother Earth supporting you as you say, I am divinely rich, abundant, and wealthy in health, success, and freedom. Because you know what, guys? If you are a person after my own heart, that means that you're a high achiever. It means that you go the extra mile. It means that you've got to be careful for burnout. It means you've got to create boundaries, and you also need to be very, very aware that you probably are a very capable person, especially if you're a creatrix like myself. And therefore, you've got to learn to become laser, lucid, focused. So, you know, this is what my masterclass that's coming up is going to give you. It is actually going to be, we're going to be doing the processes. I'm not just going to be telling you, I'm going to be taking you through beautiful, juicy, potent, powerful processes. Now, I'm going to ask that we I'm going to have a page that is going to be dropped here, and you can register for this class, okay? Because this class is going to unleash your success. It is going to give you the ability to tap into your zone of genius and become so focused that you can stand in your multi-million-dollar energy. We're going to do purifying, renewing. We're going to do recoding, because recoding is what it's all about. Remember one thing, if you do not have a coach, or if you are suffering from no time and not enough money, let me tell you, you will always have not enough time and not enough money. I can guarantee you, unless you make a change on doing something, you are going to stay exactly how you are, because your subconscious, I am an expert. I will own that. I am an absolute magical, powerful, profound expert on the subconscious mind. I know how the subconscious mind works. And one of the biggest things is that your subconscious is infinitely intelligent, but it repeats everything you've already done. Do you get that? And in my masterclass, we will go to the next level and we will tap into that super consciousness. This is where we actually go out and we access. You can access your resources. You can access the ability to set up a divine system, to know how to show up on camera, how to magnetically attract your clients, or how to show up for, you know, your business, your family, your friends. And I love this. Thank you, God. Thank you to the universe. There is healthy body and healthy mind. I love that. Write your names down who wrote that. I deserve good things. Absolutely, you do deserve good things. I'm a good person. Money comes to me easily. I love that. So I am so grateful. Be grateful and say, I am so grateful for my health, wealth, success, and freedom. And they are my master keys. They will unlock all of those elements and they will take you to the next level. I truly love, value, and respect myself. Just take that in, guys. Take that in. I have strong boundaries and a light that surrounds me. And just imagine beautiful golden light all around you. And I just want to close down by saying to you that I am coaching a few people at the moment privately. I only take 5 people on at a time. And one specific lady, we are creating her business and her empire. And this is going to be like, this is a branding, but not branding just with, it's not about color and all of this. It's about the codes of her soul that really come to life so that when she speaks, she'll be able to state her mission, vision, and purpose. We tap right into the zone of genius and we awaken those codes within a person that allows them in their business, in their field, in their power to rise and be at the top of their field. And so what I do is I take you through the white glove of transformation. I help you dissolve and release and relinquish what is holding you back. And we help you. And I don't know her business. Her business is her own. But we help that person to go to the next level. How does this happen when I don't know her business? Because it's the system. It's the system of the subconscious that has put these 5 master keys in place to unlock her $1 million energy, multi-million dollar energy, in fact, $1 billion energy, to help to release the burden of the past so that when she's attracting and magnetizing her people, she is not operating out of fear. She's not operating out of triggers. She's operating out of her heart and her soul. And then lastly, we unlock the prosperity codes of self-worth, which is, you know, this is all what we are about to do. Tomorrow she is going to be in a consultation where she is just going to beautify herself. She is going to have a complete makeover and we are going to take her and her business, her confidence, and her magnetic force that's within her to the next level. And I know already that her whole trajectory of her life has changed. So let's see if we've got one last affirmation to close down with. Here we go. Let's say it. I am magnetic, energetic, and totally inspired and passionate about my life. Guys, I'm so grateful for you being here. I want to offer you that you can contact me, even if I don't have a space in the next few weeks to work closely with you. I will make sure, because time goes fast and there is no time in Terry Messenger's vortex, I will make sure that we help create a white glove transformation for you, for your business, for your success, for your life. And I would invite you to come onto a discovery call. I'll put the link also for that in the comments, and join my free master class, because the way that I look at it is, you know, if you're going to make a decision, a big decision about your life, you're going to want to know some facts. You're going to want to know, you're going to want to experience and taste and see that this is really good. So I'm going to invite you to register for that masterclass, because you're going to get an upgraded version of my ebook, which is going to have even more content than what it had in the last one. So make sure you register for it. And I'm going to send you love, blessings, honor, and thank you for holding this space. And I just send out so much blessings that, guess what, in the next 7 hours, something really great is going to happen for you. Something great is going to happen internally, emotionally, and spiritually, where you're going to find a joy, a peace, and an energized feeling that is beyond all understanding. So that's all I got for you. Bye for now. My name's Terry Messenger. I'll talk to you soon. See you at the masterclass.